Hello, everyone. This is the Free American Press with your host, Alexander, and today we're having a special guest back on the show, and that is Jeffrey Matt. He has dedicated his life researching a lot of really important things, and we're just really happy to have you back on the show, Jeffrey. And today he's going to be talking control technology.
Yes. I thank you, Alex, for having me on. I've been very heavily impacted by instant changes in my life. I'd say about 50 days ago, I was able to do all kinds of things for myself like regular people do. And now my life has changed. And I don't know what or how it's changed, but because I've been researching for many years on many topics, I'm able to narrow it down to what I think it might be. Also, I also think this may be part of the reason why America keeps losing certain battles in court, certain battles in the public arena with Congress. This needs to happen, but it never happens. This needs to go down, but that person doesn't go down. And so today it is not designed, what I'm going to be discussing is simply designed to inform you, not give you the final answer and the final solution. It's designed to help you break into a new way of seeing things so that if you see something that doesn't make sense that you see in the news or you see in the alternative news or whatever people look at, you're going to need to take this information as a possible consideration as to why things aren't working out. And so I used to think this kind of topic was really sort of ludicrous and ridiculous for a long time. And I'd say about 50 days ago, give or take, my life changed forever, where I'm not able to function in a normal way, and I'm not even able to do my research most of the time now. I have to stay home and I can't do much, and it's been very difficult. And I know, you just gotta, the good news is that I think I might know what it is. And so I'm going to only give you examples of what I think it is. And I'm not saying that I'm a victim of this, but if it were to be discovered, it wouldn't surprise me because my daily activities have been changed so much that I wonder if this isn't possibly something that's happening to us, not just me, but to people around in positions of power and in positions of authority and in positions of making decisions. And anybody who understands roughly what's going on gets shortlisted right away onto these possible types of programs. So here is one. It's called Enumerating, Targeting, Collapsing the Chinese Communist Party's Neurostrike Program. And so basically what it is, it's basically something that the communists are researching and developing at the Academy of Military Medical Sciences. It's not some guy in a basement with 2 boxes of donuts.
Right.
It's actual people out there with big bucks, big research money, big time degrees. And the Academy of Military and Medical Sciences, the key research and development zone for Neurostrike. 3 warfare strategies. The role of the PLA, which is the People's Liberation Army, I think, Strategic Support Force. But here's some of the stuff they can do with this. They can remotely, without drilling into someone's head like Neuralink, they can't wait to drill into their skull, because I ain't never getting a drill in my skull. But they can remotely attack people and change opinions, not through Twitter and through Facebook, through you. And then they can change your ability here's one: blunting an adversary's determination. It could make you feel bad about yourself, make you feel bad about what's going on in your life, and make you want to give up. Well, and then they can transform your emotions. They can make you upset or sad or angry. And there's nothing happening to make you upset, sad, or angry, even though today's world is, as Klaus Schwab said, it's an angrier world. What if they're making people angry that are the targeted people so that they can't function clearly? They can't make good, clean cut decisions. Then they can psychological guidance. They can tell you what to do in your mind. I don't know how they do it. I don't understand it, but it looks like this stuff is real. And then they can do all kinds of stuff. And here's just examples. This is very boring to most people. But if you're not aware of this, there's going to be a big problem. America won't make it. The American people won't make it. That's the important part, the American people and the people of the world. It's not just America. But I, after 20 years of looking at this, and after looking at all this, I understand something that very few people are willing to contemplate, except for those who are looking for the truth. So I'm not talking about those people who believe in themselves and are looking for the truth. I'm talking about the people who ignore everything and ignore the news, ignore the radio, ignore the newspapers, ignore everything. They just pretend that there ain't nothing wrong and just keep on going. There are people who want the idea of freedom to be removed, period. And this is their ace up their sleeve. And so if you can't get them to be forced into certain situations, this is their fallback. They can handpick people. They can do things. Here, let's read a section here. Neurostrike is part of the CCP's standard order of battle. Not talking to you, battle. Not an unconventional set of capabilities only to be used under extreme circumstances. This represents a fundamental difference in strategic thinking regarding these domains in Beijing. This is not a hypothetical point. There was a sharp statistical increase in Chinese military activity in the South China Sea, East China Sea, Taiwan Straits, and along the Sino-Indian border during the most acute phase of the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020 and 2021. Yeah, and so here's another part. They have established themselves as world leaders in the development of neurostrike weapons. World leaders, okay? These platforms directly attack or even control mammalian brains. Well, guess what? Human beings are part of are mammalian, including humans right there. With microwave directed energy weapons via standalone platforms, handheld guns, I don't know what else they can do, but even or the broader electromagnetic spectrum. Neurostrike, as defined by McCrates, refers to the engineered targeting of war fighters and civilian brains using distinct non-kinetic technology to impair cognition, reduce situational awareness. Basically, sounds like they make you like a child and you can't do nothing. Inflict long-term neurological degradation and fog normal cognitive function. Well, guess what? Why would they not use it on us when we're fighting for our constitutional republic? We're fighting for our freedom. We're fighting for our families. We're fighting for our dignity. We're fighting for the freedom of enjoying, having the ability to have our own faith. You know, I have spoken in the past about faith. I question it, and that's supposedly bad, but everybody has the right to have their connection with the Creator or whatever they believe in. It's your freedom. And this is it looks to me like this is something that's very difficult for most people to contemplate because they've never heard of it. And so that's why I'm going out on a limb, putting my life on the line to talk about this now because while I'm still able to do it. The CCP views neurostrike psychological warfare as a core component, not superfluous, not an add-on, not a combo, a core component of its asymmetric warfare strategy against the United States and its
Wow.
allies. Okay? And so this is important. I read another part of the document where it says they go after world leaders. I think they're past that stage because I'm a nobody. If for some reason I may be possibly impacted by this, it may not be Neurostrike. It may be some other program. It may be something somewhere else. But whatever it is, if it's happening to me and it was confirmable that I'm part of this, then that means everybody else is next. Because if we don't understand this, we can't override it. If you don't know what the problem is, you can't solve it. The news will never tell you this. So this is important. And if you look below, empirical examples, not donut eating guys in the basement playing video games and hoping for their next check to roll in. This is empirical examples for such research. And then there's a big long list of peoples and names and dates and material to everybody can look at. But it doesn't stop there. Don't forget, they can control the people's opinions. They can make people discouraged. They can make you angry, sad, upset, discouraged, whatever. They can change your thinking and move you away from whatever you want to do. They can do all kinds of stuff. And they have the financing and they have the system set up to do it. It's just that they don't put it in the news. And it wouldn't surprise me, they've been doing this for a long time. And then it made me think, what about America? What's happening in what people call America? Okay, well, here's a sort of a similar thing, but it's the American version from Rand, right? Our best friends. I'm kidding when I say they're our best friends. They're not our best friends.
Right.
And so here's just a quick excerpt. They can data transfer from the brain, direct system control. They can, and so they'll talk about somebody who's in a wheelchair and now he can finally move a mouse with his brain and he can play a video game with his brain, doesn't need to use his arm. They're way ahead. They're way ahead. And so this is very, very important for people to understand. I did a show with you a long time ago. And I said something to the effect that we need, if something happens in the news and it doesn't make sense, it's not logical, I said it over and over, it's related to secret societies. That's why it doesn't, if you're not in one and people are making decisions that don't make sense at your work, we're going to implement this new system that made everything worse. Ever since they downloaded and installed a new system, it made your whole work less fun. It made the customer experience less pleasant, and it made your work situation more complicated and more detailed and more difficult. It's because people in secret societies are making decisions to harmonize the world into one system. And so now I'm taking this to the next level. I'm telling you, it's not just secret societies. Add another layer. Add the layer of a technology that somebody can be in a room, in an underground base, something where they can just plug in a DNA sample from your last doctor's visit, or I don't know, somehow they're able to connect with the individual and start sending bad information to the human body, to the brain, and start hurting people. Now, if they can do this remotely when you can't detect it, if I hadn't been studying for 20 years and I hadn't been dedicated to my freedom and to our freedom, and dedicated to, because I was around great minds like Jordan Maxwell and others, I wouldn't have been able to reach this level of awareness at this stage. And so I'm telling you, I suspect there are programs already operating right now that are making this possible for people to make crazy decisions in Congress, crazy decisions in courtrooms, crazy decisions, crazy in the sense that it goes against our well-being. It goes against the greater good. And I don't mean communism greater good. I mean a real thing where, mother wants the greater good for her child or children, just like a father does, just like a student wants to learn to bring a greater good, not only for his or her life, but to the community and be recognized for being a good person doing the right thing. This can be interfered with. So it's like the fail safe if the secret societies fail. And they can manipulate people, not just in secret societies, but the regular person. I'm not in a secret society, but they can do it to anybody. So I'm just showing you this. I'm showing this to those who are interested. If for some reason there's an overturning of the system, which
Right.
allows the chance for there to be an investigation, there's no way the overturning can be successful unless all the programs that are dealing with this stuff are I properly identified. You got to dig deep. You got to go into the places where they don't report to anybody, and you got to find the machines and turn them off and free those who are suffering and bring this system to a standstill so that we can finally make the decisions we've all wanted to make as a regular people like myself and like you, Alexander, and our families, so we can make things, do it the right way. And if that overturning happens, we would need whoever gets in, if it's Trump or whatever, whoever gets in, if RFK Jr., I don't know. I don't want to be political. I don't want to go and start naming names in the sense that I want to be part of some group. I want an answer. I want a solution. I want my freedom. I don't want to live in a world where everybody can be remote controlled and hurt and sent in circles. And so this is what it is. Whoever it is, if it's Daffy Duck, then it's Daffy Duck. If Daffy Duck gets in there and shuts it down, then and informs the American people this is a technology that has been preventing us from succeeding, overcoming all this garbage that's coming out now, then so be it. Then I will back up and support Daffy Duck. If it's someone we know and that is genuinely interested in making things right, then I will support that person. But I want it to be authentic and real, because if it isn't, we're finished. So
Right.
that's why I'm doing this, going against all odds, and doing this because it needs to be put out immediately. And I don't know if I would be able to do this kind of recording, because I don't know what's happening to me, and I'm having a hard time. Uh, I'm having a hard time, putting together presentations. What it used to be a breeze. It used to be so easy compared to now. So I just in case it might be this, it may not. It may have something else. But just in case it's this, I need to get the word out about it, and I need to get the people who care, and it's basically everybody, but it's just the people who care and are willing to take action and are willing to um, entertain the possibility that they've never heard of and they don't know about too much, but start looking into these two examples and branch out and reach out to people who think are in a position to find programs, and because it wouldn't surprise me, there may be thousands of people under the influence of these computers.
Yeah,
And yeah,
I think you're definitely right on that. It's all connected with everything that you're talking about.
yeah, because I don't believe that they're just doing this to help someone in a wheelchair get better. I mean, that's good if that's the case, right? But
Yeah.
I, I basically they're only presenting the positive. They're not presenting how it could hurt people with it and make people collapse and make people's lives fall apart. And so I don't know what's going to happen, but whatever it does, Alexander, you know you're a great, smart young man. You've got such a bright road ahead of you. But the way for us to be free moving forward is we need to be aware of the problem. And I believe I have some understanding. I don't have all the answers. I don't want to promote any kind of group or cult or individual. I want to look for the truth and talk about what I think the truth is and help others become aware of things. And then somebody who's smarter than me, more capable than me, can find out more and take this to the next level, and we can maybe even have a chance to overcoming this for real and not have a synthetic revolution that's all pre-planned and pre-orchestrated. We can actually overcome it by understanding that it's synthetic and it's pre-planned. And if it's pre-planned, that means somebody thought it out long before you and I did at a much deeper level with billions of dollars that we don't have, but they do. And we need to overcome it. And so that's why I'm doing this, is sort of like my last ditch effort to get the message out. This is a missing link as far as I'm concerned. This with secret societies is how you can break apart the system that has been able to keep our head underwater, like someone pushing your head underwater and keeping your head underwater. This is part of the answer. It's not the whole answer. It's a chunk, a big important chunk. So hopefully you can post this, and hopefully the people who listen to this don't really. I'm sorry, it's not entertaining in the way that other presentations are. This isn't entertainment for me. This is a very dire situation that we need to become aware of as a whole, and we need to work as a family, regardless of your background, your faith, your color, your age, your orientation, whatever it is. We need to come together and understand the problem and overcome it together, not individually, together. That's why I'm doing this, even though I don't sound good in this video. I don't appear okay in this video because I'm not. I don't feel good. So this to me is part of the answer. It's a piece of the puzzle that I have to share while I still can.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think you did a really good. Just hope that everybody can look more deeply into it and do their own research now that you told them, basically what's going on in regards
Yeah.
to this.
And I'm
Yeah,
just introducing this topic. There's many people have spoken about it, and many people can do a better job than me for sure. But the reason why I'm doing it is because I suspect that I might be somehow impacted by something that could be similar to this, because I don't have any major health issues, but all of a sudden I can't do anything hardly anymore. It's hard for me to concentrate and all this stuff. So, and I used to be able to put together 400 picture presentations in a breeze. Now it's difficult. So it's not about promoting names or groups or anything. It's about looking for an answer, and that we can all benefit by understanding the problem. So thank you, Alexander, for taking your special time with me. And hopefully somebody out there will see this and know what to do with it and escalate it. That's the psychology I'm hoping people investigate, escalate, inform others about this, so that at a local level, if your political leader or governor or something like that starts making unreasonable decisions that make no sense, and it's over and over and over, it's not just a one-time mistake and they realize, oh, I made a mistake, and then they make a correction. That's what a normal person would do. You make a mistake, people are very unhappy with that decision, but they get pressure, and then that pressure makes them realize, hey, I'm going to make a change, and then they make a change and they recover from the mistake to a certain degree. Well, in this case, these technologies could make them constantly make mistakes over and over and over, and no matter how much they're told you're wrong, this is why you're wrong, they keep saying no, 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 we're going to go move forward, we're going to move ahead. Well, guess what? This isn't about somebody playing a video game with their in a wheelchair. This is about sending the wrong message to people in positions of authority so the agenda moves forward. So thanks for posting this and letting people know that this is, I consider, a very important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, definitely, and no problem. And big thanks to you, Jeffrey, for doing this for us, and thank you to everyone who is watching.
Yeah, thanks again. And I send a final message to everybody out there. Whatever we're all going through, it's very difficult, but I still believe there's a chance we can overcome this. And I think there's a chance that only we can overcome it, but we can overcome it if we do it together. And that means I need your help. I need the people out there who listen to this to do something, look into it, understand the topic, share it, talk about it, give it to other people. Not my presentation, but other people's presentations that are better than mine, that are more credible. Do it, and then we have a chance of overcoming this. So that's my message. It's a message of unification, trusting our hearts, and believing in ourselves. It's not about politics and voting and all that stuff. That's if we're free, we can talk about that. We're not free. So this is about real, genuine freedom, and real, genuine freedom requires responsibility and action. This is all I have available to me to take action today and to take action now. This is all I can do, but hopefully somebody else out there can do more than me. So thanks. I want to thank everybody who took the time to listen to this.
Yep, and thanks again, Jeffrey, and thank you to everyone who's watching. Bye.
Bye.